Welcome to the Dawn of the Day series bloopers, behind the scenes, and a little bit of a backstory. Okay, I'm gonna be honest because I'm the one who did literally everything you see and could understand. I'm gonna be honest, there's really not a lot of bloopers because a lot of what I saw happen, I let go. I was the director. So a lot of what happened did end up staying because I thought it was very much in character. Oh my god. A few of what I've included is me adjusting the camera a bunch of times throughout the whole, throughout the whole. If I could make a whole separate video of me adjusting the camera. There was too much, but some of it just seemed a little comical out of context. These first few videos are actually the only outtakes I have where I did multiple takes. It was the very first phrase I would say I did. It was the very first in character thing I did, the only thing I did regarding Dawn. Then after I did that take, I did the other things, the B-roll footage of me walking and stuff. It was very quiet. Here's the fun part. This was the only other outtake. This was, I think, for the second episode. This is for Town Crier. As this random, really irrelevant and poorly shot monologue that had no reason to be there at all. So I'm just gonna keep talking over it. Yes, you could tell that was very out of frame. Because one thing I don't do is check the frame before I begin recording. I do a slight assumption, I check to see if it's in line. But then when I get myself into frame, there's no way for me to check. I just didn't care. So half the time I was out of the frame, and I shouldn't have been. But that's how I get those test shots, which are just regular photographs. That's when I came up with the idea on the spot there, the phrase model citizen. So I did a play on words for it. And then from there I was I'm just going to do this one time. And then I was let's see what else happens. And then I was, thinking too hard again. And I ended up with another idea a few months later. And I was let me get that going. And again, this is all based off of what I said last, as per the storyline. It all goes based off of whatever I said last and the concept I created then. So right here is an outtake from the Dawn of the Day Town Crier. This monologue was just way too impractical. I wasn't even in frame. It served no greater purpose other than wasted time and no comedy or drama no. So I cut it, but here is the recording anyway, so you could see just how bad I am at producing things sometimes. Also, there'd be nothing for me to talk to you about if you didn't want to see, if there's anything to look at here. So I'll just go with it. Dawn's accent, though, if we're talking about the formation of her, I had this Western cowboy country hat I got at the thrift store for $5 about a year before I had this idea, and I was wearing it all the time for no reason, and honestly I regret it because the way those vibes found me. I don't know why, but they do. So I decided to throw that on to this, my house, to my outfit I was wearing in the house that day. Put on some slippers and just went outside. That's kind of how Dawn created herself. But honestly, the name, I was thinking everyone says, that didn't dawn on me. And I was Dawn? What if Dawn didn't ever, what if she didn't understand anything? What if she was just a character and she didn't know it yet? So that's what I decided to play on there. I was like, the whole thing is like a whole pun pretty much. The whole series is like a pun. I know, it's tragic, right? But anyways, as for Dawn's character inspiration, her accent is not supposed to be consistent, like really Western, really Southern thing. So if you were expecting that and you think I'm just being bad at acting and I can't pull it off, no, that's not true, because I was also trying to think of like the Southern Jersey, New York accent, because hello, we're you know, like, well, that's where I'm from. So I wanted to do a little bit of that. And also she has an accent because it's written in, like, you know, it's just part of the character. It's all part of the theory here, the artsy stuff. So that's why she speaks in the ways that she does. And the enunciation, oh, I cannot tell you how annoyed I was now. Looking back at all the videos, like, I did not enunciate properly. Like, I had too much of a drawl in my pitch, pitch octave, whatever it is. There was just too much of it, and so a lot of it was not transcripted properly, and it just annoys me, if I'm being honest. Now, if we're talking about speaking and the way she, you know, the more artsy stuff, the way I chose for Dawn to perceive the world is, well, it was very difficult to take a lot of things out of context. You know, because you could do humor any way you want to, but for Dawn, it's complete and utter confusion. Every day of her life, she doesn't really know what anything is. She barely knows herself, but obviously, you'll go to find, sadly, there's a bit of character development that happens within her. And I don't want to spoil the series on anybody, but there's a little bit of character development that happens. Didn't really plan for that either, but it's okay. It is what it is. It actually makes more sense. Kind of makes me happy that way. Good, I guess. But, yes, it was very hard for me to take things out of context, because I was like, everyone does humor in like such, you know, there's so many different ways, but I was like, this phrase, it's dawning on me, was really what was stuck in my head. Like, oh, it never dawned on me. So that's where her name came from. And I just thought, hey, that actually works. So the concept was just built from there. And I'm not even kidding. I would film and then just avoid editing for the longest time. So that's why there was such delay in all the episodes. I'm sorry. It was a movie series, a film series, because you could watch them all independently and get a kind of an idea. They're all supposed to work independently, not entirely together, but it is a film series, not a TV, not an episodic series, because the episodic series was just very plain in appeal, and also was not going to last forever, so a quick little film series made more sense to me. That's why I did it that way. But otherwise, there could have been a lot more that happened, but I really only went off of when I had an idea that I remembered saying last time. I was like, oh, that makes more sense to do that. So yes, I will say that everything you saw me do, everything you've heard me say, that's completely unplanned, but it's more like the editing process that helped me gain more ideas, because this was supposed to be a one and done thing. It was never supposed to last as long as it did, but I'm glad it did, because it really challenged me creatively sometimes, and that's okay. Everybody needs that, and I'm thankful that that's what it's like in my brain every single minute, second, hour, year, week, lifetime, century. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I'm not complaining. I might for fun, but I don't mean it. I'm very thankful. Okay. So, getting back to it, I really didn't plan a single, like, plot detail. Like, nothing was supposed to connect. It was never supposed to be the way that it was. But, you know what? It is what it is. Hold on, wait. Did you see when I tried to get my face in the frame? Because I realized I was probably out of the frame. Like, it took me that long to realize I was that out of the frame in this outtake here. Anyways, I should probably stop my rambling, but wait, I can't cut the video and then zoom through the other one because now this little film section is done. Look, I had to slow it down so that I would have, time to talk. And, well, I would say I've talked in one whole entire voiceover recording. I didn't re-record. This was all one shot. Once again, tell you I shoot from the hip. I live on the edge. I plan only in the, sake of the second. Okay? Sorry to admit it, but that's how it is. Okay, and up next is the only other outtake I have from Dawn of the Day, Town Crier. The obvious issue is that there was a chair arm in the way the whole entire time. I mean, it's covering my face completely. Like, I did the whole entire scene there. I never went to go back and look at the camera, like, no little 5-second, like, let me check and see. None of that. So the tragedy is, the second time, I did it way better. I liked it, so I kept it. And sorry, this video is just me talking. Of videos of me moving around. Not me. That's Dawn and all the other characters. Speaking of those, I will fill you in on them in just a moment. Please wait for this intermission. I did so in character, partially.
What they call, but I think they might be neighbors. Oh my.
Okay, so fun fact. I wrote Mama Yawn's letter to Dawn in one take. What I got on the paper was what I did in character. I did not write it ever again at one time. I also failed to do the voiceover when I edited that episode. What is it? It's Dawning on Me Part 1. I never did the voiceover for that. My dearest voiceover, so here it is. Figment. I know we don't know each other yet, but we will one day, and that day I can't wait for. Sure you're curious about who I am. It's me, your creator. I wonder who you'll end up becoming when you grow. I
already had one of you quote offsprings, no end quote, before scribble that, so I can't wait for what will be 2 more of you. If you didn't know it already, phone is your twin sister. I wish you the best. Your Mama parenthesis Yawn close parenthesis and ampersand pone parenthesis Papa close parenthesis and loan 2 close parenthesis. My dearest parentheses figment Dawn bold Dawn strike through figment. Did a few takes of family members. This one of Mama Yawn is the one I used, but I cut out this awkward ending. Go, Mama Yawn, go! Go, run from her, run! Sorry, that wasn't funny either. Okay, this is proof that I did everything the exact way I said I did. Look, there's my water bottle I used to prop up my phone and do the recordings. Okay, here's the other fun fact. Oh my god. I never used a speaker of any kind to attach to the phone. Nothing. I projected my voice the whole entire series and then had to edit the volume to max or 300%. But I never had a speaker ever. Yes, I know. Would you have expected me to have such a fancy thing? Nope. I don't even have a tripod, people. I do everything on my phone. Literally everything. All these sorts of crazy artsy things. I don't even have a tripod, okay? So I think I deserve a round of applause for that. I'm so sorry if you don't agree or if you would rather not care, okay? I don't use anything fancy. And the vocal projection was crazy too because I'm outside the whole time and there's lots of white noise, lots of background noise. And then, worst of all, I had to... the first recordings I ever did were just terrible. I was too quiet. I could not beat out the sound of the background noise. I mean, all I did was turn that volume up to 300 when I was editing, and that was it. Which, again, is why the first episode kind of turned out
I was going to tell you this information later, but I'll just tell you it now.
Anyways. So when I was naming and creating Dawn's family, again, they weren't all supposed to actually exist. Then they did actually exist. I kind of named them like, I don't know if you remember the game, the Oregon Trail. I kind of named them like I was playing the Oregon Trail. Okay, that's just, I thought it was more identifiable that way. And also they weren't supposed to exist. So then I had to quickly think of a wardrobe for them. Like, I honestly just kind of didn't have much of an idea. But nevertheless, they persisted. Here they are. I'm like wearing the same thing. Like, I pulled my hair back Al Pacino style for Dawn's dad. And then Mama Yawn, I made her look like she was a bit studious. Put on a nice silk button-up, useless blue light glasses, hair in a half down thing. I mean, she looked a little bit more mature. And Lon, I just figured he could be a little bit of a, one of those emo type of, maybe like carefree guys, those dudes. So I just put the hood up on him with my hair in the ponytail and did it that way. And for Fawn, she was supposed to exist. She's only one of the family members that was actually supposed to exist, so I kind of went all out for her and gave her a whole different vibe. I put on this old romper I had, some kind of cute, very uncomfortable boots, and then a little, the head accessory. That was all I could really do. And they were speaking of the family reunion during It's Dawning on Me, parts 1 through 6. That was supposed to be edited together as if the characters were having conversations with each other, but I did not have enough patience to actually edit it that way. I did not have the knowledge. I did not really have the care. And then I realized, well, what if I did end up doing some sort of spin-off? What if these characters appeal to other people instead of just Dawn? So I just left it all individually. Who knows if that was... I mean, it really added to the series. Like, you could watch those and still kind of understand what was going on. But here's the thing I hate most: when an actor is like playing more than one character and they appear on the screen together. Like, no. I couldn't do that physically if I wanted to, because that would have been impossible, but that was not my goal, to do anything really like interactive. Not with that. Quick change of pace here. If when watching you've heard a gong sound, it's my phone hitting my water bottle or my water bottle hitting the ground. And this is going back to Dawn of the Daytown Crier. The only fun fact I have for you that might actually be hilarious, other than me beautifully being out of frame for a majority of this, I had never actually tested this gate, and this gate is usually an issue to open anyways, but when I did try to open it, I actually couldn't. Like, I was never pretending. I could not get that gate open at all. Okay, like, no. And then I had to work with the fact that I couldn't actually get it open, so, I'd say it worked out for the best. But, nope, I was not pretending. I couldn't open it, and there was nothing else I could do other than change my goal. Okay, this is from the most recent recording, the last recording I ever did for Dawn of the Day. As you can tell, I am running away from the monster. I'm sorry, I'm not running away. Dawn is running away. And you see behind the bush, I just went down on the ground. That's because I actually fell. I really did fall on my way up the hill. I figured that made sense, so I kept it. Okay, I don't really know how I managed to fall, other than those slippers are not good for walking or running or sitting or anything. Very, very terrible slippers. And I don't think I'll ever wear them again because they remind me of Dawn so much. Same thing with that hat. I can't wear it without thinking of her. I don't hate it at all. Well, I'm so sorry to inform you yet again. I have another useless monologue that I did not include. This was supposed to be for Dawn of the Day, Howdy Neighbor, which again, the recording before this was also from Dawn of the Day, Howdy Neighbor. But this little section I'm going to use to congratulate you if you cared enough about the series, about the art. Thank you for staying, even though I have 0% of anything for total watch-throughs. But if you love bloopers, behind the scenes, and backstories, this was the video for you. Thank you for watching or listening. I'm sorry, this was more like a podcast episode, but that's okay too. I'm real sorry there wasn't any humor here. It was just the sound of my beautiful, lovely voice that I enjoy listening to very much. Okay, so I really got to applaud you if you stayed till the end. I'm trying to think of some facts I might have about the whole series still. Tried to cover everything as quickly as I could so that this video was not longer than any one of the episodes, because who wants to sit around and watch me, listen to me, like, do anything for more than 30 minutes, right? Like, how torturous and unbearable. It's me again. Oh well, world. Oh well, I don't care. But I'm just saying. As you can tell, it looks like I do way too much gesturing. Also, here's a fun fact. The real reason I never posted the actual end of the series is because I didn't like the way I changed Dawn's look. I had my hair in braids that day, and I was just like, let me go record the Dawn of the Day episode. I didn't think anything of it, that it would be out of character for her, or it would just, I just had the idea and I did it. So I was really, really against it for a very long time, so I did not even bother editing that video. Speaking of, that video is half edited because I gave up on it, and then I said, you know what, I can't be the one who knows about this, and so I shared it anyways. But I don't think that's what you came here for. You wanted to laugh. You wanted to feel like you were included, a part of something. That's what sharing, that's what finding community and all this is about. But guess what? If you're here because you think I'm a creative genius and believe I deserve my laurels, well then jump on board with me and we'll go soaring the sky, I guess. We'll go, like, climbing the mountains, okay? We'll swim the oceans. Just kidding, I'm, like, actually very scared of water. Like, specifically the ocean. Okay, TMI. Back to whatever else I was saying, right? Because my words matter. No, just kidding. Yeah, initially the last episode was the last episode. I kind of realized I didn't have anything else I could add to this storyline. I mean, I pondered it before just deciding, okay, I can't make this go any further. Other than the fact that Fawn was always supposed to get her own spin-off series, but I kind of was against that too, because I was like, it's bad enough people don't care about Dawn of the Day. That's also because I'm not working with YouTube's algorithm ever. So if you do find this video, it was meant to find you. I'm meant to find my destiny. I'm getting what I deserve very soon. Mind you, I do the work. Okay, anyways. I just have all these ideas in my head all the time. Like, you really want what it feels like? I have all of these ideas, but no tangible way to get to them sometimes. But I'm glad this was one of them. I do appreciate Dawn of the Day. I wouldn't change much about it. In fact, I rewatch these episodes. I'm going to be honest. I do. When I need a laugh, I watch it. Okay.